Everyone, welcome to the Never Stop Wrestling Podcast, Episode 1. I am here with my fellow guests, my best friends, also wrestling fans. Introduce yourselves, guys. Take the floor.
I am Frank's Faction.
And we have
What's up, guys? I'm Johnny Wrestling.
Johnny Wrestling and Frank's Faction. We're here today to talk about the upcoming Monday Night Raw in Scotland. And we have a big one on our hands. There's a lot of topics to talk about. We're obviously going to talk about Cody and Cena. They're going to have a segment. Jey Uso, mystery partner. Raquel is having an opportunity to be a double champ, which is really nice. Yeah. But where do you want to start off, guys? Where do you want to start off with this big Monday Night Raw?
I think we got to start it off with Jey Uso as mystery partner.
Seriously, yeah, because I want to hear Frank's Faction. Who do you think? Because it's a mystery.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, we're in Scotland, and Joe Hendry's theme song has Scotland in it, and I just think it would be perfect if Joe Hendry was the partner, because Scotland would go crazy.
They would go.
He just fits as a mystery partner.
He does.
You know, he's over.
And may I add, wouldn't that would that add more juice to this feud? Because it's dying out. Putting Joe Hendry, would it kind of rejuvenate it in a way to give some hope to it?
I think it'll definitely add some more fun to this feud.
Yes.
Just because it's Joe Hendry, it's his hometown, they're gonna go absolutely berserk if he shows up.
Yeah. If Joe shows up, it's gonna be insane.
Isn't Joe? Is he Scottish?
He's from
Scotland.
He is. That's what I mean. I'm going with Joe Hendry. I know. I believe they have different choices, but I'm Joe Hendry.
I feel and are a lot of people talking about this, or is it just us kind of fantasy booking this?
I feel like it's more of a fantasy booking thing because I haven't really seen much reports about it.
No.
I haven't seen anyone predict Joe Hendry.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen anyone even mention a prediction of the mystery partner. I think people are assuming it might be someone who's already on the roster.
True.
And it better not be a Tozawa.
Or Otis.
Or an Otis. I love Otis.
We
do love Odie. But
well, let's go with John. Who do you think is going to be the mystery partner?
Only for one reason. I feel like it's gonna be Jimmy Uso.
Why?
Just because they've been a tag team their whole career, really. Yeah. They're just now getting into their singles. I think the Usos team up. Gunther did holler at Jimmy 2 weeks ago at SmackDown. I think
that's true.
If Gunther attacks Jimmy after the match and Jey doesn't see it, Jay's gonna be a little bit more motivated to take that title off.
Okay, that's very fair. And who wouldn't want to see? As much as people are obsessed with the singles run that they're both on, Jimmy's on his own little run, who wouldn't want to see the Usos pair up for another night, before WrestleMania?
I just have one issue with this. Jimmy needs to be working on his own feuds. Yeah. He needs to be trying to get himself on the Mania card. He should just be staying away from this right now and working on LA Knight.
That's a fair point.
He should be having his U.S. title match at Mania.
I think that's going to happen.
And we're running, again, for some of these feuds right now, we are running out of time. WWE with some of these feuds we're cutting it really close.
3 weeks, right?
Yeah, we don't even, we're still missing,
4 weeks.
We're still missing how many matches?
We're missing 10? A ton.
This is not good.
We don't even have enough to fill off one night yet.
I mean, I could see them doing it 5 or 6 matches a night like they do with normal pay-per-views.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's WrestleMania. You got to involve everybody. They got to get their spotlight.
100%, yeah. And you have a great case of why Jimmy shouldn't be the partner.
Yeah.
Because, let's be real here, if Jimmy's not doing anything in the next 3 weeks before Mania, he's off the card. There's no chance that he's going to be on the card. And if they put him in this tag team thing, is this kind of their only goal with Jimmy Uso to help Jey in this storyline because it's been kind of lackluster? I mean, we're not even trying to be mean, but Gunther and Jey has been kind of predictable, and creative-wise, it hasn't been very, very well thought out.
I do have one other prediction that his partner could be up tomorrow night.
It could be.
It could be Sheamus, honestly. He's been off TV for a couple weeks now. I'm wondering where he's at.
True. And
that just doesn't really, it doesn't really make sense, but like.
I can understand. You know what?
A mystery partner, though, in the same way.
It is.
So it's like,
and
it could be anyone.
And Gunther maybe comes out. Sheamus has history with Gunther. Maybe Sheamus stops Gunther from interrupting the match, and then Jey gets a win. It's possible.
Okay, you know what? You want to hear a long shot that I kind of thinking of right
Let's
now?
hear it.
They're in Glasgow, Scotland.
They are.
What if Drew McIntyre comes out and helps Jey somehow? That would be a big deal, honestly.
I can't see Drew helping anybody.
Me neither.
Like, he's just
that could be a cool
he's so heel.
He's so heel, dude. He's
probably the most heel guy in the company.
Yeah, 100%.
He could also go out there and screw him, though, to be fair.
Yeah,
Jey!
Let's screw Jey.
Now, this is a long shot.
Yeah.
What if Isla Dawn comes back?
Hold up!
She's from Scotland.
She is from Scotland. Let's sign her to a one-day
The crowd would go crazy.
The crowd would. The crowd
She was
would.
the best wrestler on the women's roster, wouldn't you say?
Easy. That's why the women's division in the mid-card is in shambles, because Isla Dawn's gone.
Just kidding, guys. There's nothing good about her.
Let's move on. Very brief topic. Sami Zayn. We know he got dominated at the Royal Rumble, but where is he? And is he going to be on the WrestleMania card?
He did get crushed at the end, but like no, but like the fight was pretty even betwing the two during the match.
During the match,
wasn't it after the match that he just got decimated?
And Owens almost
put him in the illegal move
on the concrete outside, and then that's when Randy Orton came out.
It's very unfortunate if Sammy is not in a match at Mania.
It is.
I just think they're out of time at this point because he's been gone for multiple weeks. I can either see him returning at WrestleMania to cost Kevin Owens and setting up Backlash, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe him just coming out the Raw after WrestleMania
and that would be cool because, like you said, they're running out of time. And if you're not including him, the match between Randy and KO is already confirmed.
Yeah, but like him being added to that makes no sense because he's cool with Randy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fight Randy.
Yeah.
There's no other feud. Sammy doesn't have any other feud.
There is one.
Karrion Kross. Is that what you were going to say?
But is that a Mania match?
No, but I do like where your head's at on that one.
Okay. Honestly. What were you going to say?
I can see Sammy giving Jey Uso that kind of kick that Chad Gable gave him last year and him beating Gunther at WrestleMania. I could totally see that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, I just don't see him in a card.
No, I don't. Yeah.
No, it's looking like he will be off it.
Yeah, because besides him being involved with Kevin Owens, you have, at the time we're making this video, 27 or 26 days to make a Mania-worthy feud?
No,
it can be done.
Right now, it is still him and Kevin Owens. After Mania, he'll be going back to having one-on-one matches with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I think so as well.
He'll be involved in Mania, right? Like you guys said, he's going to interrupt the match in some way.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be Kevin and Sammy for WrestleMania.
Yes,
that's honestly what it should have been, and Randy should be doing something else, I think.
Dude, I remember a few months ago, this is a little bit off topic, but like since Randy has something to do with Sami Zayn, he helped Sammy at the Royal Rumble from getting obliterated from the pile driver that KO was about to do. Randy and Cody Rhodes was like everyone's set match at WrestleMania.
No,
it was the set match, so I think it got everyone caught off guard having now Randy is facing Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. I don't mind that.
I was waiting for Randy to turn heel on Cody.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
I thought they were in it together
maybe we wait one more year and let Cena do his thing this year. And we wait one more year.
So, Sammy, don't think he shows up on Monday Night Raw. Like you said, like what John said, I think either shows up at Mania.
I think he's going to come back the Raw before Mania. And then we're going to be like, ooh, okay. Showing signs that like he will be at Mania, but he's not having a match. So there's no way.
Now, we know Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are the greatest ever women's tag team champion. We hear Liv say it all the time. Can Raquel be a double champ? Potentially beating Lara?
I
don't
think so right now.
Right now. Okay.
I don't think.
So Lyra retains.
Yes, the options for mid-card women on the Raw roster is so limited.
Yeah.
But Raquel, I don't know.
I don't see it right now, at least.
No. Now, is Raquel gonna take a pin leading up to Mania, or will it end in some sort of interference, DQ, or maybe Raquel, like how Jade Cargill lost on SmackDown, interference by Naomi,
Right.
Liv pins Jade. Not so bad because Naomi was the one who interfered.
Yeah, it sets it up a little bit better.
Yeah, will someone do the same in a very similar situation where Raquel against Lyra, you think? And if so, who do you think that
That's a good question.
could be?
I don't really know anybody else.
I don't know at this point because, okay, so Lyra said once she takes care of Raquel, Bayley's getting first dibs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, her and Roxanne are supposed to be feuding, so I'm thinking Roxanne costs Bayley in that championship match whenever they do it the next week or two.
Yeah.
And that's either going to set up her versus Bayley or a triple threat match for the
Bayley?
IC title.
Yeah.
Bayley's getting a shot at the Intercontinental?
Bayley was supposed to. So we were discussing this before we started recording this. We thought Bayley was supposed to have her title shot already.
At the Intercontinental.
At the Intercontinental, yeah. But Raquel, forgot who she beat. I think it was last week or the week before. Raquel has her shot on Monday Night Raw, this upcoming Raw. When is Bayley getting hers? Is it going to be after Mania, similar to what they did with Io and Rhea when it came to the Elimination Chamber? Or I don't know.
I would say within the next week or two, honestly, because... or honestly, you know what? No, probably the week after this.
Yeah.
Just because they're going to be 2 weeks away from Mania at that point.
They're running out of time.
You need to have... If you're going to have Roxy and Bayley have a Mania match, you need to hit the button on it right now.
Yeah. And Roxy and Bayley having their thing, right. You can have that be intertwined with the IC title mix. So this week, what happens on this Raw could kind of possibly have something to do with that feud going on too, potentially. Yeah, honestly, I think the IC title for the women needs some sort of some sort of turn to turn things around and make it interesting because it's been lackluster as well.
But the United States is just as bad.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic.
Because Chin's the only opponent.
Adding these mid-card women's titles is great, but we don't have enough wrestlers for them.
I like that Zelina Vega's finally getting a little bit of a push now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not ecstatic that they def-rebelled
She would be the one, I think, that will take it from Chelsea.
I could see that at WrestleMania, truthfully.
Mi Chen is just not it. She's losing.
I like Mi Chen. I like Mi Chen.
I love Mi Chen. I do.
Yeah, we like Mi Chen. But before they made the mid-card championships, I thought they would have no problem with having competition for it.
No.
We're in a situation where, the women's division is fantastic, but when you take away the main event stars from the women's division, there's not too many mid-card talent in the women's division.
But the cool thing about it is they're giving NXT superstars a little bit of a chance to compete for those titles. Sol Ruka versus Chelsea Green was flat out amazing.
The only issue with it is they're not going to win. Because they're NXT's obviously won't win, and then TNA.
Hey, they actually had us on NXT with Sol Ruka and Chelsea Green. Yeah, they had us at one point where it was looking like maybe Sol,
unless that NXT person was really close to getting a call up.
Yeah,
it would be okay,
maybe Stephanie Vaquer
or
Julia or something like that.
So Raquel, Lyra is gonna.
I think it'll be
off of interference because she's not beating Raquel straight up.
Yeah, not straight
up.
That
would be surprising.
They're supposed to have a push for Mania anyway, so I don't think they're going to be involved with the IC title at all.
Yeah. So what would be next after that? Because I think is Cody and Cena gonna start off the show?
No,
they could.
They did last week. They did last week.
Oh, you mean for Raw?
Oh, for Raw. No.
You meant WrestleMania.
No, not for Mania. No. Oh my God, can you imagine? Cena just wants to leave Mania right away.
I can definitely see them starting off the show much like they did this week, but also CM Punk has that favor, and he's in Scotland tomorrow night.
Yeah, he is. And you mentioned Drew before.
True.
Him maybe getting involved in the, not him being a mystery tag team partner, but maybe him interfering in some way. I mean, him being at the show.
I would hope he's there. It's his hometown.
No, he is there. He said that on SmackDown. He said, see you
in London.
Oh, I thought he said see you in Scotland.
I would hope that he's in Scotland, though. That's his hometown.
Yeah, but what would he do?
I don't know.
True, yeah.
He doesn't really have any beef with anyone on Raw.
Yeah, Damian Priest is on SmackDown.
Yeah, it kind of stinks that Drew's on Raw now, SmackDown now.
Yeah, I know.
And Raw's in his hometown, and he's not going to be there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he somehow was there either, though.
Oh, no.
Just for the crowd to see Drew McIntyre.
Even if it's off air.
True, yeah.
He shows up, says what's up to the crowd.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, he only has, issues with people on SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No, dude, Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's
I feel like we're getting forced with him now because he is they're making him look immortal.
That is a whole nother conversation. Yeah. And I went deep into talking about that the other day. And I was just like, dude, there's no need to force him to be this babyface underdog when in his matches, he's like...
He no-sells.
Everything. The only one who can no-sell is Jacob Fatu. Yes. And to make everyone be like, all right, he's cool at doing it. Damian Priest, he makes Dirty Dom look like a wimp. Finn Balor look like a wimp. Shinsuke Nakamura look like a wimp. Drew McIntyre, in a sense, look like a wimp when he does fight back.
I'm glad that Drew did put him down 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
That's gonna be a WrestleMania match, though. I really hope Drew does win this match. Honestly.
Yeah, I hope so too. But I don't know. The way they're making Drew look like a mega heel against Damian, and there's no need to make Damian Priest I don't know.
It's funny because I don't know if Priest was ever supposed to become a babyface because I
don't know.
Well, I mean, with Finn Balor turning on him at SummerSlam, it kind of forced them to.
True. I'm not gonna lie. I like Priest as champion.
I did. I loved El Campeon.
Yeah,
every second of it.
That was really cool.
He put on awesome matches. What was it? Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. That was a great match.
And then Drew McIntyre too.
Drew McIntyre was a good match.
He faced Drew McIntyre, and Punk got involved in that. That was really cool.
And honestly, him versus Gunther was a banger too.
That was
until Finn kind of did it for storyline purpose, but he kind of ruined it.
Yeah, he did. And it led to really nothing.
No,
Finn
led to spamming the same match every single 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for interferences Gunther and Drew had Priest beat in those matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching those when all three of us watched those matches. We said the same thing. We were like Priest is lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they made him so they did make him somewhat not immortal in those cases.
Yeah. But isn't it weird? He loses the title and he's even more they made him more you would think if you watch Priest, he is the WWE champion.
Yeah.
Because of how he's booked. And I just think it's so weird. I don't know.
But hasn't he been getting bitched by Drew?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks.
Not in matches.
Yeah, not in matches. He's been winning matches. When was the last time Priest even took a pin?
I can't remember.
Was it when he
Gunther?
Yeah, and it was due. And it wasn't
even a pin. It was a sleeper hold.
Yeah, and it was due to interference.
Probably the Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah, true.
That is probably the actual last time.
Yeah, people were actually scared. They were like, "Is Priest gonna win?"
No, I was so pissed that Drew was the first one eliminated.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
I predicted Drew to win.
I would have loved for him to win. Honestly.
I wouldn't have minded that. I wouldn't have minded that. Yeah.
Drew, I'll say this once. I'll say it a million more times until they do it. Drew McIntyre deserves to be pushed to the moon right now.
Yes.
Put that belt back on him.
Now, what else is on Monday Night Raw, this upcoming Raw? Besides Cody and Cena. We'll save that for the very last topic. Yeah. What about the EO, Rhea?
Yes.
They got to do something on Raw.
Rhea is most likely going to be officially added to the match this Monday.
She got the contract. She signed it. They're going to get it altered.
She's going to just keep complaining, and Pierce is going to be like, you know what? I have no choice.
I feel like at this point, they're really forcing the terrorist wins down our throats.
They really are, though.
They've been.
And
But Rhea, I'm okay with.
No, I'm not.
I'm not either, man. I'm not either.
This specific match, I'm like kind of annoyed that Rhea's trying to.
Rhea doesn't need the title to be over.
No.
Rhea's fine without it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's why all I got to say, I don't care. Put Rhea in the match. It's going to be a fantastic match, right? If Io Sky's not walking out of WrestleMania as champion, I'm rioting.
But the EST won the chamber.
Bianca can win too. Rhea, no.
I just think
Rhea should not win.
I love Bianca. I love all of them. I do.
Yes.
But I think Io is the one that needs this the most.
Yeah, because
she deserves a rerun of her reign, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I would love Bianca to get a championship again.
I would too.
But at the same time, she has two other things to deal with on her plate. One being Naomi, and the other one being Jade.
And she shot Twitter X messages the other day at Jade Cargill, thinking that me personally, I thought they were good. They were on good terms, but like Jade said, like, "Oh, I was closer with Naomi than Bianca."
Yeah, that was a little bit of
that was weird because Bianca's making it seem like how hurt she is supposedly. I still think Bianca's going to turn heel. I'm still set on that.
I mean, look, SummerSlam is known for heel turns.
Yeah.
And betrayal.
Give me the heel-est.
Yes.
Isn't that put that on a shirt? I'm buying it.
Yeah, we might have the Bianca Jade match by SummerSlam. That would be a surprise.
And we'll be there.
I feel like it's either going to be Bianca versus Jade or Bianca versus Naomi at SummerSlam.
I hope it's not Bianca.
Dude, give me the...
I would imagine... I could see Backlash being her and Naomi.
Okay. And
then I could see SummerSlam being her and Jade, maybe.
Dude, give me a triple threat at SummerSlam. They all hate each other right now. Yeah. Low-key.
Well, okay, so...
Bless you.
There you go.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like Bianca and Jade can't have a title right now because there's one pay-per-view coming up that is going to change everything, I feel like. Money in the Bank.
Wait, why?
Why?
I feel like they're both going to be in that match.
In a ladder match?
In the Money in the Bank?
Wait, but I have a thing about what could happen if Bianca wins the title. She might get so...
Oh,
I want to say maybe
I like where you're going with this.
Arrogant?
Cocky.
Yeah.
And just forget about Jade, and Jade really gets pissed.
And she comes out to confront
This is... You guys are bringing up great different ways that they could go about this. Yeah. With Bianca winning, or Bianca losing, or Bianca, just anything. Winning Money in the Bank, being in the Money in the Bank. This is the greatest of recent memory... greatest women's storyline between them three, and also prior with adding Liv and Raquel in it, having us guess, even though we kind of knew it was either Naomi or Bianca, but where this is an actual interesting, deep depth women's storyline where I feel like we don't see that too often.
I wouldn't even be mad with a triple threat with Naomi involved.
Dude, that would be sick.
I'd be fine with that.
I would be, yeah.
But the end game needs to be just Jade versus Bianca.
Oh yeah.
We still need to get that eventually, and I don't think that even needs a title to be put on the line. No. Would that be cool? Yeah, that'd be really.
I don't think Jade's ready for a title.
I don't think so. Not yet. I don't see her with a women's championship just yet. Maybe in another year or two.
Yeah, it's still gonna be time.
But
that's fair.
The other thing I'm thinking about is if Io retains the title, right?
Yes.
I feel like she's gonna keep it all the way until SummerSlam. What if we get a full circle moment, triple threat match for the title, Io, Bayley, Dakota in a damage control match?
Wow.
That's where they returned
That'd be
cool. What was it, 3 years ago? 2022?
Yeah.
They came back at SummerSlam in 2022. 3 years later, it comes full circle. They're all fighting for the title.
Wait, fighting each other for the title?
Yeah, triple threat match for the women's championship.
Wait,
how are they going to turn on each other?
They're not going to turn on each other. I just think they're going to cross paths 100%.
I don't know.
Hey, SummerSlam could be loaded with women's triple threat matches.
They're all on Raw. You got to remember that.
And how have we not? We'll get back on track.
Dakota's not world title worthy.
We'll get back on track with Monday Night Raw right after we talk about this. But
can we talk about the Wyatt Six?
Oh God, I feel like I'll get hated on for being honest about the Wyatt Six.
Wait, is there a lot of people that like still love them?
Oh yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. And the thing that I was gonna say about the that damage control triple threat is that that'd be another great like storyline fit. And how have we not had that interaction yet? With all three of them.
That's what I'm saying. I think we will.
Yeah, the Wyatt Six, like. Respect the Bray. That was his idea that he wanted to do when he came back.
Is the reason they've been off TV because of the Uncle Howdy injury? Is that why? That's what I heard.
They said he's cleared now, I think.
Now he's cleared.
Because everyone's really probably just forgetting about them.
Because with their absence, it's not like we're not missing anything really when it comes to like if they have a creative way of bringing them back in. I'm all for it.
Going after after certain people. That's the thing.
They do.
Like the last time they were even like present on a show, I think we were there. And it was like October. When they returned the second time.
I will say though, I am angry not so much at them, more at creative for trying to force Alexa Bliss into it.
Yeah, and with her being absent, dude, she was on SmackDown
up until Chamber, and she just disappeared.
Was she on the SmackDown right after Chamber too?
I think so.
I forget if she was. Oh, she was back. Was she backstage? I forget.
It was like a her and Nia thing.
Yeah. But so the Chamber happened. We're thinking, okay, Alexa Bliss loses. She doesn't need to win the Chamber to be over. She had the loudest pop at the Royal Rumble, one of the loudest pops in 2025, late 2024. She doesn't need to win. Like, she could be inserted into WrestleMania in a feud with Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. But we're putting her in the Wyatt Six from what it looks to be like because she's been absent.
Put in the Wyatt Six is where careers go to die.
Yeah.
I mean,
because of creative.
The only reason they're doing it though is because they have like cross paths, like her and Bray especially.
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah. They're not doing what I think they want to do.
Like they already have Nikki Cross. Why do you need two women?
I just think they're making us wait for something bigger.
Yeah. Hey, I just hope. Hey, put Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss as a tag team.
Oh yeah,
that would be cool.
We've gotten that before. I'm pretty sure before Nikki Cross was in Wyatt Six.
Yeah, give them. Yeah, I mean, give them the titles.
Yeah, but have them face Liv and Raquel at Mania.
Yeah,
that's a way to.
The tag division is just really not that interesting.
That could help it out.
The only tag division that's actually interesting is the men's division on SmackDown.
On SmackDown, the Raw one.
The Raw one.
Oh God.
Oh
God! The Raiders, and we like them too, but it's not their fault because there's no one else. Like JD McDonough's hurt, you can't even put Dom and JD together.
If JD and Dom or Finn won the titles, they'll defend it once every 10 years.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just gonna face the same team over and over again. And then you have Akira Tozawa. You can put gold on.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, dude.
The next thing on Raw would be we covered majority
of
the
stuff. Let's talk about Cody and Cena.
Cody and Cena's really.
Could it possibly end the show this week? It could. It could open or end.
Yeah. I think. Hey, this is what I'm gonna say right now.
I think it's gonna end.
If it ends the show, The Rock's there.
That's a good point.
Because The Rock doesn't show up to the opening of shows. He shows up to the end.
I think this one, though, will be better than last week's.
Last
week's was solid, but
I thought
Cena didn't get a word out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I wish he explained a little bit more of... I mean, he did explain why he basically went heel, but that it's the fans.
But they didn't mention... Not that they
joining The Rock.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get that.
We have to have some...
Cena sold his soul. Why? Like, and what does it mean that he sold his soul?
Right. Yeah, because he actually didn't even say that.
He hasn't mentioned it. Yeah.
No, yeah. And if The Rock shows up, like, are we gonna get? Is The Rock gonna talk for Cena?
Is Travis
I hope
gonna
not.
be there?
I
Yeah.
hope not. Cena needs to talk for himself.
Yeah, that's what's so good about this is because like for every single Raw prior to Mania. How are they going to go about the segments with Cody and Cena? Because they could go so many different ways.
I think that's the beauty of it because we just don't know.
We don't know, yeah.
And that's the basis of this whole entire road to WrestleMania this year. We just don't know anything.
No,
and
not
I
at
love
all.
it.
Yeah, I do like it in a way. I really do.
No predictable matches either for WrestleMania.
No predictable matches at all.
No. Like, and no predictable winners.
No.
Who's going to win, Cena or Cody? You
They
can't
have
just...
us guessing every single week.
You can't just say, oh, Cody's going to win, obviously. How is that obvious? It's not at all. Not at all. If anything, I think it would be... It's not an obvious answer. I think it would be more obvious if we had to pick one that Cena's going to win. I don't
know how it's going to go.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we're going to know until we really see the entrance.
Knowing the person Cena is, he might just let Cody win to solidify himself as the future. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the face that ran the place versus the face that now runs the place.
Yeah.
So
passing of the torch
kind
of
passing
thing.
Torch thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it is very possible that Cena just doesn't win that next world title. And
it doesn't have him winning at Mania would also be predictable.
Well, unless they spin it on us though, like with a different way that he is gonna win it, like off interference.
True.
Like he gets a little blow in when the ref's not looking.
Does Cena win it with 2 months left at SummerSlam?
No, because I feel like if he's gonna win 17, they have to give him at least.
Yeah, they have to give him a decent reign.
That is true.
But
yeah,
you don't want to do that after the whole wave of the summer came by. And everything.
Yeah, because then you're just running out of time.
Because here's where my head's at. If he wins, we have to get him versus Randy. At some point, him versus Punk has to be a Money in the Bank.
Cena having the title and him facing Punk for the title would be so nostalgic. Yeah,
dude, and give me Punk with Paul Heyman there.
Yes,
by his side,
like how he used to.
Yeah. Wait, when they faced, I don't think Paul Heyman was with CM Punk, right? When they faced that Money in the Bank and.
I think he had left him. For
okay, he wasn't.
Okay, no, because that would be like a real mirror image of we're literally replicating what happened.
It's nostalgia.
Oh, yeah, that would be really cool. But
and they showed us a little glimpse of that at Elimination Chamber. They did the same sequence they did. I forget what pay-per-view it was. So many 10 plus years ago.
Yeah,
I could see that match 10 years ago. I'm like, oh my god, they just did the same spot.
Literally, yeah.
It's like we're back 10 years ago.
Yeah, and having Cena and Punk, because here's the thing: is Cena's only one-on-one match, major feud-wise? Because if Cena wins, does he rematch Cody? I don't think anyone has brought that up.
I would imagine.
He's owed a rematch, but
they also don't do it all the time. Because where's Roman's rematch?
Tribal's still gonna get it.
Where's Roman's?
Because it's like if Cody loses his rematch, do they have him win Money in the Bank?
Cody.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine Cody with
and then he ends up Cody Lander at that point, and he cashes in.
Dude, with a USA Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I like how the previous people have had a designed Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Damian Priest, Tiffy.
They should just do that from now on.
They should, yeah. It adds it more character.
I see Carmelo Hayes being the next Money in the Bank.
I could.
Yeah.
Getting a Laker-colored briefcase.
Oh, damn! That would be sick.
That would be sick.
Dude, Mello
is... What are we doing?
Talking about snubs, Carmelo Hayes better be at Mania.
And we did talk about this in the last one.
We did, yeah. Carmelo Hayes, yeah.
I think there's 2 other possibilities for Money in the Bank also.
Yeah.
One of them, Finn Balor, hands down.
Yeah.
Finn deserves a singles title. Might as well be the world title.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dirty Dom Mysterio.
That would be really cool. What about for the women? Since we're talking about a lot of
I think we're going too far with Money in the Bank. I think we just gotta worry about.
Yeah.
When is Money in the Bank?
Yeah,
it's right before SummerSlam.
July. Yeah. I mean, hey, after Mania, dude, Mania came by so quick.
We don't even know what's in store for us the next few months.
No, because Cody said that we're in for last year was big. What about this year? Is there more to the Cody Cena? Was Cena's heel turn not the last mind-boggling move in the feud?
Oh, wait, you know what? I think I might see Cody turning into Cody Lander at WrestleMania.
We could see that.
Like
what's Cody Lander?
It would be heel
like
Cody.
Blows him or something.
It would be heel Cody.
But Cena's the heel.
Yeah, but you can turn a double heel.
No, it's Cody just.
I feel like it's too early.
Cena's putting Cody over as the face of the company for the next.
So you think Cody wins?
I do.
You think Cody? I
do. Yeah.
Okay.
I want John,
Yeah.
but I think I'm.
You want Johnny Wrestling to win?
Yeah.
He's main event.
I really think that Cena deserves to win his last WrestleMania match.
He's definitely in creative. He's controlling what
They
happens.
said that, right?
Too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, The Rock. Yeah.
What if it's gonna be final boss rules?
I'm sure if Cena wants to, they will allow him to win. But I feel like Cena, just the guy Cena is, he's gonna rather have Cody.
Yeah,
but he's also a heel character now. You gotta realize that.
Yeah, you do have to have.
Yeah, he's a heel character, but actual John Cena probably wants Cody to still win.
Probably.
So, and like, because you're speaking about actual John Cena and how humble he is, like out of WWE and also in WWE. What you're bringing up is a big point I want to mention to his promo last week.
Yeah.
Was there some truth in actual him speaking when he was talking about the WWE universe?
100%.
Or was people were saying it's just strictly for the storyline, which I think so too. But there's a lot of truth to it.
There really
of how he was giving his all to the company for so many years, and people actually genuinely hate him. Mm-hmm. And like, I think there was actually, and then you go back to talking about just how humble he is, and like, I'm sure he wants to put Cody over at WrestleMania, and people still don't appreciate what John Cena is doing for the company, even in his last year.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
Because they're picky.
Very picky.
Very picky.
And I can honestly,
they don't know what they want.
Yeah. And as wrestling fans, we can say that we are actually picky.
It's but it's mainly all those guys with the beards that are here.
Yeah, like right down here. Right down here.
We call those neck beards.
They don't know what deodorant is.
They put deodorant on their neck beard.
And they have the nerve to criticize like the actual human beings behind the characters of the wrestlers.
It's them on social media with their gut out.
The IWC is toxic.
Dude, no, they're actually terrible.
Yeah, like Jay, he had his thing last week. And like we were,
all right, he botched a move. Everybody botches a move.
If I'm trying to do that, I'm doing the same thing, if not worse. I'm breaking my neck.
I think Johnny would crack his head open. I don't know. Johnny said he wants to possibly become a wrestler and date Cora Jade. So I don't know.
Oh my God!
One can dream.
NXT. It would be cool to get together and talk about NXT. Have a separate like short NXT.
Yeah, I don't feel like NXT is talked about enough or appreciated enough.
Stand and Deliver is going to be phenomenal. That's a whole nother like day of talking about it. But I think we covered. A lot of.
One more thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how much better international crowds are compared to the U.S.?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this has been a known thing. They just appreciate it so much more because they don't get it enough.
Yeah.
We're greedy. Oh, they always come to my town.
Yeah.
If it's not the most outstanding show ever, I'm not going to cheer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And even the people, we've seen this from the events that we've went to the last couple of months.
Yeah.
The people in the front row aren't even like enjoying
it. It's
they don't appreciate.
This is for like all. That's like really for all sports. The biggest fans are usually the ones up top.
Yeah, the ones who are. Yeah, they're paying for the up top seats.
They deserve to be in the front row.
The front rows are like the no personality. I just have money that I don't know what to do with. I'm just gonna go to a game or go to a wrestling show.
We're gonna see that at this Mania because it's in Vegas. I feel like we're gonna get some Hollywood people.
We'll see the green shirt guy for sure.
Yes. Yeah, he's always active.
I think he works for them, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he does. Otherwise, like, I want that job. Whatever he's
you need to meet green shirt.
I think any of us would take that job in a second.
But no, you're 100% right. International, we take the stuff that we get for granted so much, and like now that they're doing more international shows, like they're actually adding more onto their tours.
Oh yeah.
We might
for like Clash in Paris. They already said they're doing
Clash
like
in Paris.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a thing.
It's like Clash at the Castle, but it's
Not
Clash in Paris.
Wait, it's a pay-per-view?
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
When?
Like after Backlash, right?
Yeah. So
Clash
I
in Paris.
think it's
That's sick.
June.
I think it's like right after Backlash.
I think it's
or something.
June. Yeah.
But,
That's cool.
But yeah, like they already announced like 4 or like a whole week's worth of dates.
Yeah,
that are gonna be
good.
international.
Good. They deserve to see what we get to see on a consistent weekly basis. Yeah,
I will say it is nice to like not have to go to bed late watching it.
Yeah,
That is a cool perk.
Hey,
It's a nice perk.
These 3 p.m., 4 p.m. starts are very, very nice. Very, very nice. I'm not falling asleep for the main event.
Yeah.
I think that was a great talk of
That had to be like at least over 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And we're all gonna watch Raw later today or later today.
Later today when we post this.
Yeah, when we post this.
And we'll be talking. We're gonna be having a recap about Raw.
We will be having a recap as well. Excited. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen tonight. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Frank's faction, for tuning in. Johnny Wrestling, thank you.
Of course.
The podcast.
Been a pleasure.
If I was alone, I would be lost, honestly. If I talked about everything that we talked about by myself, I would be
We feed off
alone.
of each other.
Yes, we do. It's great having conversations. And if you are making it this far into the listening or the video, would you want to see live streams, if possible, in the future with us three?
Yeah, like pay-per-views or something.
For
like
pay-per-views, that would be the only way we can make that happen. But I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't like talking about wrestling with other people? Everyone, thank you. The Never Stop Wrestling podcast. And we will see you in the next episode.
And just like Megamind, God bless.
God bless. Good listening.